started from no experience, like never used a camera before in my entire life. And I was able to scale this business past six figures in like the last 7 months. So January alone, I was able to book $58,000 worth of bookings.
Satesh, welcome. So, for anybody that doesn't really know you, can you give us like a quick, like a rundown on who you are and how you got into weddings?
Sure, yeah, yeah. My name is Satesh. I own a company called Super Kid Studios. So the name of that company originates from my DJ name from like way back in the day, and also from my producing career. So before I got into photography and videography, I was actually a music producer. So I was making music for about 10 years and then decided to actually go professional like 2021. And then after doing a whole bunch of tracks, I was like, how can I make some more money, or like how can I make my, you know, pricing and packages better for my clients? So, or well, the overall experience. And then I came up with the idea. I was like, oh, I should shoot music videos. Um, it actually started because I wanted to shoot one of my own music videos, and because I didn't want to go pay someone else to do it. So I was like, I can just do it myself. It's not that hard. So after getting like pricing and all that stuff, that's when I was like, it pushed me. I was like, I could pay them, or I could just use the money and buy a camera. So I went and bought a camera, and then I shot my own video. And then after that, like in order to do that, I had to go learn all the settings and go watch all the videos and stuff. So I did that. And then um after that, I shot the video, came out decent. So then I started shooting videos for my clients. And then one of my friends asked to get headshots done, photos. So I was like, sure. So we did their headshots, and then she loved them. She referred me to a friend who was getting engaged. I did their engagement, and then after that, started doing weddings. Like crazy.
Yeah. How long ago was this that you kind of transitioned
So
fully over?
so I transitioned. So the first event that I did was in May 2022, and now is February 23. So I mean, only like what, 7 months, 8 months, something like that. But yeah, so I started in May. That was like my first event that I did, and since May till January, it's been like crazy. And I joined you guys in August, I think, right? Yeah,
Yeah, I believe so.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
what
And
kind of
it was
happened?
like this May, August.
You decided, great, I'm going to become a wedding photographer, filmmaker. I'm doing this.
Oh,
What were you doing
yeah.
in terms of like marketing, growing their business? Like what did that journey really look like for you?
Gotcha. So yeah, so as I was saying, like after I did that first engagement ceremony, um, I started posting more on my Instagram. I had a second Instagram that was like my personal, and then I just started posting all the visual stuff on there because my other Instagram was for music, and I didn't want to mix up the two. And then turns out like I was getting a lot of followers on the visual one, and everybody was kind of vibing with it, and I was getting a lot of clients by like word of mouth and referrals and everything. So it was like every event I did led to at least two or three more clients, and they loved how we operated and stuff. And then since then, and now I have a whole team of like up to 8 people, depending on like the size of the wedding and stuff. And people love how we operate. We're very like personable and everything, and so and because we're a new business, or well, new company in the visual space, um, you know, we're obviously, a lot more affordable as well. And we kind of like push 150% into what we're trying to do because we understand the value of like trying to build our business and like, giving more than we actually are getting paid for, just because we know it'll pay off in the future. Um, so there's a lot of reasons that clients were reaching out for us for that reason. And just because we provided a lot of value. And so that's when I was like, man, weddings got money. So, I mean, we can go into this. So that's when we kind of did a transition from music into visuals. And yeah, I haven't, like, all my speakers have been like unplugged since like November. I haven't even touched them.
Yeah. When you got started with weddings, were you thinking already like I'm gonna have a team, or was it just more of a natural process for you?
So when I first started, um, I think like after my first wedding, or my second wedding, I was like, I need to build a team. I need to scale. And I was like, because I seen it immense, like very quickly. Because I started looking up other photographers' prices and like videographer prices and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, damn, they're charging that much for a wedding. And I was like, yo, if I build a team and we get like four of these a week or whatever, like everybody on point, whatever, I was like, we could do some damage. So yeah, immediately after that, I was like, yeah, we got to build a team. And I have a couple of friends who had interest in photography before, but never did anything with it. And so I was like, listen, guys, this is what I'm trying to do. And if you want to join, feel free. So they ended up joining the team and, we all learned and grew together. So
Yeah, that's awesome. You basically sold them on your vision, like where I'm headed
yeah,
down. You showed them the numbers and they don't lie, so they were all
yeah,
game.
exactly. Yeah, I showed them, I was like, listen, I'm going. You want to come with me? Come with me. I know you tried this before, it didn't work, but listen, I'm doing it and it's working. So let's go.
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess the next challenge for you then becomes how do I fill up the calendar, not only for myself, but also for the entire team?
Correct. Yeah. So before joining Rapid 360, there was a lot of other like ads and stuff on Instagram. I don't, it'd be Facebook and Instagram know how to target people, because that's what we do.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's crazy how when I needed it, it popped up. And um, there was other companies that I tried first. And the first company I tried was they were they would just run ads and give you leads, and that was it. So they ran ads and gave you leads in a Google spreadsheet, and the leads just had like a phone number and email. That was it. Um, no, actually, no phone number. It was just email, and nobody replies to email. So
Yeah.
it was literally like $700 down the drain, and I was just like, bruh, that was garbage. So I canceled them immediately. Second company I got did a little better, but they were only getting me like maybe like 5 calls a month, but like 50 leads a month, and it was pretty bad. And but out of those, I was able to book like two or three of my clients, so it wasn't too bad. I think I actually like probably well, I ended up paying them like maybe like 3,500 in total, and yeah, I think I out of the clients I booked, I made like 7 grand. So I kind of made a little bit, but that was like giving a wedding away for free, so not really optimal. And then when I came across you guys, yeah, you know the story there. So, and we can
Yeah.
go into that when
I
you're ready.
mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm ready for it, man. It's a juicy story because the truth is,
Yeah.
you didn't hop into the program the first time around. I think you
Nah.
came back
Yeah.
after like, I don't know, 2 or 3 months, something like that. So
Correct. Yeah.
let's get into that, man.
So yeah, I had first reached out to you in June because like I was just applying to like I was just I was going through all the ads and I was just like, oh, this sounds interesting. Apply, apply, apply. Right? Because I'm trying to figure out numbers and what it'll
Yeah.
cost and all that. So and then what like how hands off it could be because I was busy, right? And then um so that first company failed, as you know, second one failed, and then we had a call. I had a call with I think it was Christina. I think I had a
Yeah.
call with her originally, and then she gave me the price and I was like, yeah, I'll let you know, whatever. You know how that goes. So um I ventured out, or actually at the time, I think when I called her, I had that other company already. So I was using them and I told her, I'll let you know if they fail, right? And they did. And then you reached out back to me at the end of July, and that was like when I was gonna quit that second one. And luckily I did. And then you didn't let me get off the phone, bro. You were just like, I remember the conversation. You were like, all right, Satesh, it all sounds good. And you're like, literally, we're trying to achieve the same thing here, right? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, so what's holding you back? And I was like, I don't know, man. And just like I gotta think about it a little bit. Okay, what is there to think about? Is it a money issue? Nah, I mean, I just gotta move some numbers around and I can do it. Okay, so what's stopping you? All right. And then like literally there was no reason why I was it was just that natural human thing to like, back up and then think about it or whatever. But in reality, it was probably the best choice I made. It was the best decision I made. And I wouldn't have made it if it wasn't for you. So definitely thanks to you.
Welcome, man. Because I
Yeah.
knew, like on that call, like 110%, like I could help you. But I sensed that hesitation. And I also made fun of you. I was like, hey, man, you're like the girl on Tinder, got a new date
I
every
remember.
month. But I was like,
Yeah.
hey, man, this, if you come in, like no more Tinder swipes. Like this is a long-term relationship. This is going to be the last thing you ever need or purchase in terms of marketing, and like
Correct.
you'll get it nailed down. So I
Yeah.
stuck to my word, and here you are.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah, for sure.
So
Yeah, man. It
other
was
than, yeah, yeah, go ahead.
yeah, no, it was the best decision I could have made. Like, and I can't thank you enough, like, for pushing me to do it. And as you said, you were making jokes about it too. And then I do remember, like, when I made the purchase, I was like, dang, I don't know if this is the right thing to do, right? And then I was like, once I started the course, I actually delayed myself because of how busy I was. I was busy, I wasn't productive. And so once I actually started going into it, then I started realizing value, and I was like, yo, this is like good material.
Yeah. I mean, other than me being so convincing and charming, what else kind of convinced you about rapid bookings? Like, was there anything else like telling you like I gotta do it?
So I remember, I don't know if you remember from our conversation, but had told you I was like, "Oh, what is this? Like a course?" And you were like, "Yeah, kind of, where I teach you this and that, and then we help you automate your business and stuff." And I was like, "I want you to do it for me. I don't want to do it. I'm too busy." So I didn't want to take the course. I was like, "I don't
Yeah.
have time for the course." Right. And so I mean, I remember that was like one of my main reasons kind of holding me back, because that other company I went with, it was just they took it and they handled it, but they didn't do such a good job. I mean, they did decent, but for the money I was paying, it was not worth it. So now, yeah, man, like now I don't I'm not hesitant anymore about courses. I'll like because uh, I don't know. It's just like me as a person. Like when I go into something, I'll go full force, but then for like the first 2 days, and then I'll just like find something else and get like sidetracked. But when I started this, I was like, okay, I'm gonna follow this thing. I'm gonna go through the whole thing, and then I'm gonna like see what the result is. And I was like, if I follow this and I see the discussions and everything everybody else posts, and I was like, damn, if they could do it, I could do it. You know.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing I tell everybody else, especially all the guys in my team. I'm like, if I could do it, you could do it. Like, don't hesitate.
Yeah. 100%. And one thing like that I loved about you is like you've had setbacks. You tried two different other companies. A lot of people, like that's a common theme. They get burned,
Hmm.
they go into a different thing. A ton of our students went with other companies or educators and courses, didn't work out for them. And they
Mm,
come to me and we make it work.
yeah.
And what I appreciate about you is like you never lost track of your vision and you had that courage to keep moving forward and you never said, you know what, I'm going to stop trying. You didn't give up on the idea that I need some help with the marketing, the automation, the sales side of things. So, can you share a little bit of like how that mindset came about? Because if someone's like in your position and they're like, I tried one or two things, I don't know if it'll work or if I should stop, what would you say to that person?
I would say that time is very valuable and money can always be made back. So I've lost a good amount of money, right, in bad investments and stuff for my company, but at the same time, I've made a lot of good investments and I've saved so much time and money by doing that. So I know people look at the money as a factor and they be like, damn, I don't want to spend that much for learning something that I could learn on YouTube or whatever. But no, bro, you're gonna learn it on YouTube for sure, right? But it might take you 6 months or 8 months or whatever to even find the content to look at. And then everybody has a different teaching style, so you might not. So one guy that you watch on YouTube, you might like his videos, but it might just be for like show, and the thing that he puts out there isn't actually useful. You know what I'm saying? Like the good thing about your program is everything is concise and it's useful, and it's like no sort of fluff anywhere in it. It was like everything that we watched we could apply, and that was I think that was like the best thing about your course, because I bought another course before, not for this kind of stuff, but when I first started like photography and videography, as I was telling you, I had to learn all the settings and all that. So I bought a course to jumpstart me, right?
Yeah.
And that it's kind of the same thing. It was like you can either value your money or value your time. And I would rather value my time, because I was like, you can make a certain amount of money in a time, but if you value your time and you work efficiently, you can make twice as much in that same amount of time. Like
Yeah.
if you actually put yourself to it. And so the other course that I had bought, the teaching style was not it for me. Like he would tell you, he would be like, okay, first thing you got to do is market research. And this is how you do it or whatever. I need to see how you do it. Like you're the one teaching me. Let me see how you do. Like screen share and show me, click this, do this, blah blah blah, like step by step. But they'll be like, yeah, find an audience, do this, that. I'm like, duh. If I go on Google and type in how to do market research, that's what it will tell me, you know. But I paid you for a course not to tell me that. I paid you so you could show me. You know what I'm saying? And that's what makes your course stand out from all the other competitors.
Yeah, I've heard that few times, so I appreciate that positive feedback. But like there's two things to unpack. Like first thing, like about the YouTube route, like if you think someone's going to help you build a six-figure, seven-figure business on a free YouTube tutorial, you are delusional. I also have a YouTube
Yeah.
channel. Sure, I drop valuable nuggets, but I'm not going to sit there and tell you how to make six-figure living, seven-figure living for free. Like nobody's going to
Yeah.
do that. And then the
Correct.
second thing is with valuing your time, like you have to think about it, there's an opportunity cost to doing something. If you're sitting down for 6 months trying to learn something which may or may not be been right, the only time you're going to know that it's right is when you've spent your own energy and time and money trying to validate this free information. You think about
Mm-hmm.
how many weddings you lost out on during that
Mm-hmm.
process.
That's a very good point because I remember in one of your videos you were talking about opportunity cost. And I never thought about that before until watching your video. And it's very crazy because I was telling you about the wedding in July that I have.
Yeah,
So that wedding, it's a 4-day wedding, it's a Hindu wedding. And the Friday and Saturday, um I had gotten two inquiries like months ago about it. This was after watching your video, but the inquiries were like mad cheap, like low budget, under $1,000 per each like event. And then I was like, damn, I don't want to do this, but I want to fill up my calendar. But I was like, nah, something better is gonna come, right? And I was like, it's not worth my time to take this gig, and so I didn't. And then turns out these people were looking for a photographer videographer for 4 days, and this is my highest book client, by the way. Like, and I wouldn't have gotten that if I had picked up those other two gigs. Yeah.
exactly.
So I was like, damn, Mahmood, again, man, again. This man doesn't miss.
Well, man, listen, it's like shifting your perspective from more of a scarcity mindset versus actually having kind of an abundance mindset, knowing that if
Yeah.
this is not the right wedding for me, the right clients, there's going to be another one coming through. And
Hmm.
it's simple as that. Even with like a relationship, if you know like a guy or girl is not right for you, like why chase them? Like you have to be an adult and say, you know what? I appreciate this, but like probably not right for us. Like I'm looking for something else, maybe something more serious, something more committed or whatever, right? And when it comes to business, people understand like, okay, I gotta say no, but the scarcity comes in when you don't have enough leads. You're scared like crap. If I say no to them, am I
Yeah.
gonna go hungry next month?
Yeah, for sure. So that like abundance mindset is another thing you kind of like teach in the course, and that's something that really helped me out as well. Because remember when I started, bro, I didn't think I let people know enough, but like I started from no experience, like never used a camera before in my entire life, and I was able to scale this business past 6 figures in like the last 7 months, you know, mostly thanks to you and your course. But like coming from no experience, like I didn't know how to get leads, I didn't know like what to do or nothing. And so luckily, like very soon, I was like, I need to find somebody who can do this for me, you know? Um, and so I didn't, because I didn't want to really struggle with it. And that's the whole like time versus money aspect again. And so I was like, if I can outsource this, that would be great. I'll save time and I'll save money and I'd make money. But yeah, like
Yeah.
that's the thing, the abundance mindset. You have to like think like that.
Yeah. And I mean, anybody watching this, just to be clear, Satesh means he literally picked up a camera, learned the skill, and it's been what, 7 months or 8 months now?
Yeah. Well, since May of 2022. So I mean, well, I got the camera in like April, but May was my first shoot. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So Like he basically just started learning the skill. Few months into it, he started reaching out for help. And then obviously you heard the story, and then we bumped into paths. He got into the program. So what's been your total revenue after joining the program, man? How much have you made?
Well, after the program, I would probably say about like are you talk now this is revenue that hit my account, or are you talking about like worth of bookings?
Worth of bookings.
Okay. So I would say about 160,000,
116 or 60?
60.
Wow.
Um
Good job,
yeah, so so January alone I was able to book $58,000 worth of bookings.
brother.
Yeah.
Killing it. I love this.
So I appreciate it.
You were missing MIA for a little bit and we haven't talked. And like
Yeah.
these
I
results
was working.
definitely, yeah, this is amazing. Because I think you've been in the
Yeah.
program for 5 months,
Hmm.
160K. Obviously, you've got a team helping you out. This is incredible.
Well, they don't look for any leads or anything like that. They only show up to gigs when I tell them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they help me with the like, the just capturing photos and videos and stuff. And I have one guy. So January I was able to do those numbers because I just got like a full-time like editor on my team now. So I was able to, and he shoots video for me too. I taught him everything. He never picked up a camera either. He's one of my good friends I've known for like 12 years now. And I was like, bro, this is what I've been doing. You want to try it? And he was like, sure. He just got laid off his job too. So I was like, hey, perfect time. I was like, listen, I'm gonna take care of your bills. I'll pay for everything. Like, just pick up this camera, shoot for me, edit for me, and I'll teach you everything. I taught him everything. January, he was taking care of all that while I was able to work on just the photos and growing the business. That's why I was able to make those numbers. I was able to reach out to more clients and follow up with people who I haven't followed up with and everything like that. And I was able to secure those bookings.
Love it, man. What
Yeah.
were like some key things that really helped you out? Because your results are really good. Um, like if you could pinpoint a few things. I know we've already talked about the abundance mindset, opportunity cost.
Yeah.
Was there anything else like specific from the course and our coaching?
Yeah, for sure. The like the sales coaching and everything, how to sell people, you know, how to how to like love your product enough to know that it's something you should be sharing and not feel bad about the cost and stuff. That was one thing I had to kind of learn as well. And this is like your cheapest clients. Well, you didn't say this in the course, I don't think, but it's just something that I kind of like learned throughout. And it was like your cheapest clients will be your most work. So don't book cheap. Like,
I
because
think
they'll value the cost of their money more than the services. So they're gonna want more services for the money, and it ain't worth it in the long run. It ain't worth it at all. Yeah.
everybody
But
learns that the hard way.
yeah, I learned that, man. I booked a client before taking you. I
Yeah.
booked somebody because I wanted like the numbers, and then I just had to shoot like their wedding is until like another couple months. So like they're gonna, but see, the thing is like I can approach it two ways, and this is kind of another mindset that I have is like, okay, even if you don't get paid what you want or what you deserve, work as if you did. That way in the future you will get paid what you deserved, right? So it's like, even though their wedding is in a few months, and now when I booked them, it was like, the basic package or whatever. But now when I go to do that wedding, they're gonna have all of our new skills, all of our new equipment, all of our new like, editing programs and all these kind of things. And like, so they'll definitely have a higher quality video compared to when they booked us like back then. And I never thought about that. I was like, when I book people, and I think this is something people should be thinking about too, is like if somebody's like further out, you could probably charge a little bit extra because you're going to upgrade something at that point. Your skills will get better, you know, all these kind of things. And I was like, so if you book somebody 2 years out, right?
Hmm.
And when let's say you charge them only $2,000, but 2 years out now you're charging 10 grand. It's like not worth it for you. Yeah.
I think the main thing that really stands out, and you should pat yourself on the back, is like you're also taking all of this and making it fun. Like you're doing it all with your friends. And
Oh yeah.
you could just tell, like, looking at you, like your vibe is like high. You're having the time of your life, and
Oh yeah.
that's, I think, incredible. And I'm sure your couples enjoy that on the wedding day too.
Yeah, man. I think this is probably well, I think one of the main reasons I was able to grow so fast is because of the team too. So I would suggest any like photographer, videographer starting out, like don't do it solo. There's a quote I heard, bro, that hit me. It was like you can make 100% of $10,000 or you can make 10% of a million, right? 10% of a million is 100K. So, like, which would you want? Would you want to work hard and make 100%, or would you have a team and everybody works efficiently and you bring in this huge revenue number and everybody splits it?
Well, yeah, if you look at the biggest net worth people in the planet, like billionaires or even millionaires, they're not doing all the work by themselves. They're thinking about
Correct.
strategically, how do I get better people to do this? And they're thinking
Yeah.
about everything from people who's going to help me with like the product delivery, the service, the marketing, the sales,
Hmm.
everything, and creating an infrastructure and team around them. And that's what propels success, because you can
Yeah.
only juggle so many hats by yourself.
Right.
And the honest truth is, you can only be like really good at like one or two things. After that, it's
Yeah.
like, no, I got to find other people to take care of my weakness.
Yes. That's correct.
I mean,
Yeah. So,
yeah, if we flip the script, right?
mhm.
Imagine you never ended up working with me, or even before that, you never even had the courage to reach out for help.
I don't think for sure I wouldn't have been at the position I'm in. Um, I had a lot pushing me though, when I first started. A lot of doubters and people who were like, you're not going to be able to handle photography and stuff. And I was like, all right, bet. I think that's kind of the reason why it pushed me to find people who can accelerate me quicker. So props to those haters, but you know, but if it wasn't like, if I was proud and I was like, oh, I'll just do it myself, I'll figure it out myself, I would have been till this day I would have still been learning how to market and stuff.
Yeah,
Like it's it's not worth it. Like that's one thing you got to step aside and realize like it's not personal, it's business. Like you need help, you know? It's like you can try and do it, but man, if you're going to spend like 6 months learning, you're going to forget the art and like, you know, you want to do the art or you want to do the business side. You can't really do both, you know?
yeah.
So,
I mean, a lot of people like in the industry, they used to think like, oh, in order to hit six figures, you gotta grind for like 2 3 years or whatever. But like us inside the program, a lot of the students are just literally saying like, no, you don't. If you've got
yeah,
the
you
right
don't.
systems, the right strategies, like, it can be done. um yeah.
Yeah, you ever seen that photo where it's like two guys digging, and one guy he's digging a really deep hole and he gives up, but the diamonds are right under
Oh
it.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
There's
like
a
that, and then
really good book called 3 Feet from Gold. And I think it's based on a very old story. Like, two farmers get a land and they think that there's gold, and
mm,
they dig, but again, 2 or 3 feet, they stop and then they sell off the land to someone else. And the new guy comes in, he keeps digging and gets the gold.
yeah, that's really good. Yeah, persistence, man, persistence.
It
So
is. It
that's
is
and
persistence.
yeah, so I'm very grateful for like everything your company has provided my company because it's not just like you know the monetary or financial, it's a lot about the mindset, and I feel how I am now, if all of this was to fail, I feel like I could do it again just because of
Wow.
what I've known now. Yeah, so I'm not afraid. Like every single day I wake up and I'm like, or you know, oh, for example, March, right? March, I don't have no bookings. That's completely fine because I'm like, we'll still get leads and money will still come in because I will book people, you know? And it's like, and the best part about it is like, remember I told you we used to do music.
Hmm.
So I'm trying to jumpstart our music side again. So one of the guys in my team, he's a musician too. So I'm gonna teach him how to produce music, and then we'll have our production going up again. And then from everything I learned here, if I apply there, there's nothing stopping us from hitting 6K and six figures in that one too.
Exactly. Because
Yeah.
it's the fundamentals of business, the fundamentals of marketing and sales. So, like, yes, it's been tailored towards weddings, but if you digest and you understand the information, like, no matter what you do in life, like, you're going to be successful. Um, the number one reason I think businesses fail is they think, "Oh, I'm just a business owner." Like, think about a restaurant,
Mm,
right? And thinking like, "Oh, I just need to make good food and people will come." Sometimes it's true, but sometimes you also need to promote. So if you have the skill to know how to promote yourself, and to how to sell your product, no matter what business you're in, you're always going to succeed. And you're never going to have a
correct. Yeah.
fear of going hungry. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
People have to realize like nowadays everything is online and like internet and stuff and social media, bro. And it's like you could have the best product, you could be the best photographer, whatever, but if people don't know who you are, you're not going to make any sales. And the most important, I what I feel, the two most important things in this like day and age is marketing skills and sales skills. So having people find you and having people, buy your product. So if you have those two,
exactly.
you literally can do anything. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, markets are going to get competitive. It's already getting competitive. And the only way you stand out is not by adding one more piece of gear or learning one more new technique. It's by actually
Hmm.
standing out from the crowd where people actually know you exist. That's the
Yeah.
thing. Most businesses, like, they can't even tell their people, like, yo, we exist. Come work with us.
Yeah. That's the thing. I feel like a lot of like like small business owners or new photographers or new people, they're like, oh, well, if people are gonna Google and they'll find us. No, they're not. Because before they hit Google, while they're still scrolling on Instagram, another photographer's stuff gonna pop up and they're gonna go talk to that one and book them. Like, before they had a chance to even go look you up. Like you have to be proactive and put yourself out there.
Yeah, 100%. So, Satesh, like, what advice would you have for some of the newer students coming into the program and they're looking at everybody that's successful? What would you want to say to them?
All right. First thing I want to say is if I could do it, you could do it. You could probably do it 10 times better than me. I don't have no background in this business and look at what I was able to achieve. So, first off, think about that, right? If I can do it, you can do it. If anybody can do it, you can definitely do it. Just be persistent, don't give up, and just keep learning. Learning, I think, is probably the best thing you can do. Just continue to learn. Don't be afraid to outsource certain things in your business that you can't really like that takes up too much of your time or doesn't really need your touch on it. So just think about that. So persistence, don't give up. If I can do it, you can do it.
Yeah, awesome. And then what about for the people that are on the fence, right? They're thinking about joining the program, but they're
Jump over the fence. Don't even think about it anymore, man. Like I'll tell you, if Mahmoud never followed up with me, I would have, I would have been struggling still. I would have been paying other companies to try and help me. It would have been failing, like all that kind of stuff. Like there's no reason to struggle. There's no reason to struggle if somebody out here can help you. Like, you know, so, if you like it so I'm Guyanese, right? And we have a saying and it's like if you don't listen, you're gonna feel, right?
mm,
So what that pretty much means is like somebody else went through it, just listen to their advice, you're not gonna go through it.
yeah. I thought about it the other day, right? The only reason I reached out to you was when you spoke with Christina, she put a note like, hey, he's a great guy. Like, he's going to be great. And it was just like, because I don't usually follow up with anybody. Like, it's like we
Mm,
get a ton of people like reaching out. So we just don't have the reason to follow up. And again, abundance mindset. I'll
correct.
just
Yeah.
run ads, get more leads. But for some reason, you you just stood out. I reached out, and then it made me think, like, man, if I didn't reach out to Satesh, like, we would have never connected. Who knows? And like, who else could I help by just one more reach out? So that was kind of a lesson for me too, to shift my perspective. It's not like, because previously I used to always think like, oh man, I'm not gonna waste my time reaching out and following up with people. But then I was like,
Mhm.
but what if I can help one more person and change their entire life?
Yeah,
And who knows where they're going to be, because they could be like you, impacting their friends and building a team and making sure other people in their community are also having fun.
yeah, yeah, for sure. It's a way bigger impact than you think. Like, it's not just about like helping somebody learn a skill. It's like, bro, you changed my life, like literally. So, you know,
Thank you, man.
yeah. No, thank you.